polynomial function q is given by q of x equals x plus 2 in parentheses times x squared minus 4x minus 20 in parentheses, which of the following describes the zeros of q? Okay, well, what I would do is, I know zeros are when these guys cross the x-axis. So, like, a 0 would be -2 because you would set that equal to 0. If I were to set this equal to 0, minus 4x minus 20, set that equal to 0, I would get, I don't know, I'd have to factor that out. So two numbers that add up to -4 and multiply out to -20 are, wait a minute. There are no two numbers that multiply out to -20 and add up to -4. I can't factor this. Ugh. Well, that's frustrating. That is very frustrating. So I guess what I have to do is I have to go and use my dear friend, the quadratic formula. X equals -b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I sang it and I wrote it at the same time. My a is invisible 1. My b is -4. My c is -20. So x equals -4, because b is -4, plus or minus a big square root of b squared, so in parentheses -4 squared, minus 4 times invisible 1 times -20 all over 2a. 2 times 1. All right, so let me see what I can simplify here. I can simplify -4 to +4, check. Plus or minus the big square root. I can simplify -4 squared into +16. -4 times 1 times -20 is going to be plus 80 all over 2. Okay, x is going to equal 4 plus or minus 96 over 2. I don't know what the square root of 96 is, so how am I supposed to do this without a calculator? Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to. It's just asking me how many answers I would get. Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be just, 4 plus 9 point something over 2, and 4 minus 9 point something, so I just get two ugly numbers. But what I would get is two ugly real numbers. So my pretty number up here was -2. My other option would be two ugly real numbers, so that's 3 distinct real numbers. Now, if you're like, well, duh, of course I'm going to get 3 answers. Let's be careful. Let's be careful. Let's go off over here and imagine a world where underneath the square root, we actually got a negative number. If that was the case, if you get the square root of a negative number, that's not a real number. That's imaginary. So you would have, in that fake case, two imaginary numbers. So if this was like, I don't know, minus 80, you would have 16 minus 80, which is a negative number. The square root of a negative number is not real. So that gives you two imaginary numbers, or two non-real zeros. So in that case, we would have selected D. But that didn't happen here. We got B. Life is good. We're done. Hope this helps.